Hey Sag, this reading is for anyone who identifies as or finds themselves terribly interested in a Sagittarian at this time in March 2019. Got the Four of Wands, the Four of Fire on the bottom of the deck immediately, Sag. We also had the King of Swords come through for you, the King of Pentacles, the King of Fire, but reversed, the Seven of Swords I see again now, and the Wheel of Fortune, all messages that came through while shuffling, and now the Ace of Swords. So with all of those kings that showed up before recording, when I was shuffling and meditating before I started the reading, there's a lot of energy of mastery and destined mastery happening at this time for you. Now, the King of Wands was actually reversed. So it can be that for some of you, while you are mastering your mental and material areas of your life, you don't exactly feel like yourself going through that process. For others, you may be mastering your mental and material realm of life, working on it at least, right? Seeing that coming into full view, seeing that really come to fruition, those areas. But you may be missing a divine masculine counterpart simultaneously. Now we have the Queen showing up, the Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. I think you also had the Four of Pentacles showing up as well. A lot of emphasis on logically and practically securing your world, your life, your home. And yet, as we see here, very much in your emotions or wrapped up with someone who is. And again, I felt like it was with the Fate card, the Wheel of Fortune showing up for you. That was the first card that showed up for you when I was shuffling and meditating. Now the World card with the Hangman reversed. But again, yeah, with that Wheel of Fortune card, I just really felt like everything that's coming together is meant to at this time for you. Like I said, that logical and practical focus on securing your world, that is all meant to be right now. Third major arcana card, the Hierophant, also in reverse. That's your near future card, Sag. And so simultaneously, at the same time, anybody or anything that feels like it's missing from the picture of your life at this time, also likely, it's also likely that is fated to be as well. That's destined to be. That's part of how everything that is coming together is doing so at this time. Ultimately, you're headed toward the Ten of Pentacles, Sag. Ten of Pentacles in the outcome of this reading. Now, I know it's mid-March as I am recording and posting this, so for some of you, this may just be applicable to the second half of March. If it doesn't resonate yet, but it feels like it's your reading for certain reasons, other reasons, there is the Wheel of Fortune card again. Then maybe it will be, you know, sort of... these things will be revealing themselves at the end of March, in the second half of March. But for others of you, I really am calling this a March 2019 reading because I feel like for a lot of you, it may be applicable to the entirety of March 2019. But yeah, that Wheel of Fortune card comes out again as I was just starting to really put an emphasis on really, Sag, needing to leave things up to divine timing. This is about securing your happy home. We saw that Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck when we got started. This is about all the ways in which we work to secure and maintain a comfortable family life, or just home life alone. If you're alone, maybe it's just you and your pets, or just you and your pillow. You know, in any case, it's about securing your happy, comfortable home and family life, whatever that specifically means for you. 44 may be particularly significant to you during the month of March 2019, Sag, because this is now the second four, the Four of Swords, on the bottom of the deck. And I'm really getting the message that you may need to go within and do a lot of solemn contemplation and meditation, a lot of meditating on your own, showing gratitude for what you already have that makes your home feel happy and secure and comfortable and grounded, and just a place where you want to be, a place where it's pleasant for you to spend time, right? And that could mean your whole community. It could mean all of your friends and families' homes that you visit, that you treat like your own home, or it may just be that you only feel home in your home, right? Whatever, or maybe it's your corner of the multiverse, whatever is home to you, whatever you're again, working on, focusing on securing in a practical, logical way. I feel like you have those things in the bag, right? Because I said I saw the King of Pentacles, the King of Swords showing up before the reading. Now, what's actually coming out in the recording is the Queen of Cups. So I think you already have the logical, practical side of mastering your home in the bag right now, and you are aware of the fact that you're in need of this meditation time and to focus on, again, your emotions or someone's close to you. This could be a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio energy that's part of that happy home and family life that you're sort of wrapped up with. In any case, you're seeing them or your current situation, you're seeing them in a new light. You've either recently learned a new truth about them, or you're just seeing them from a new perspective. And I think it's making you very aware, Sag, that you do need to be in touch with your emotions, maybe someone else's emotional world and life, to make sure that your happy, secure, comfortable home is that way emotionally too. Seems like, again, the logic is there, the communication is there, the money is there, the security in that sense, the material sense is there, but you're aware that there's some a need to focus on the empathy in that home and family life, a need to focus on how you or someone else is feeling. And ultimately, that's just going to make the home, the family, prosper even more. Heading towards this Ten of Pentacles means to me that by the end of March, beginning of April, you're in this energy of total security, which is exactly what you're going for. Again, comfort is another word that I want to repeat. Between the King of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. This could be that you actually achieve some sort of, you actually master a skill. I said I feel like this is all about mastery. I did say that. And so there may be something else yet for you to master, some skill. Maybe it is an emotional skill, but it's something that actually offers you more prosperity than in your home and or work life. You may receive a raise because you apply your intuitive skills at work, your empathetic skills at work, because you bond with or comfort or just show a high emotional intelligence to the right person. It could get you a raise, it could get you a new job, but it's some skill that you're mastering that you are working for. You're working to master it, and then it ultimately offers you this new level, next level of security and comfort, sort of like a reward. You know, it comes off seeming like a reward system because it's all fated. It's all meant to be at this time. And this is falling in a position of advice for you, Sag. So as I said, I was just getting started talking about the importance of this when it fell out again. And I think what we're looking at is there's so much coming together in the way of money and clear thinking at this time for you. And it's just a matter of anybody or anything that's missing from the picture. It's a matter of trying to ask yourself, why is it gone right now? What is it trying to teach me that this person or this thing that I'm reaching for, this goal I'm trying to attain, what is it trying to teach me that it's still not here, or that it has left for a time? Because it's just as fated. It's just as much a part of your fated path that there are certain things absent as it is a part of your fated path that there are certain things present, that there are wonderful realities about what's being mastered and what's coming in. Maybe some of the things that are missing had to be gone for you to learn certain lessons. Maybe certain goals haven't been achieved because you need a certain amount of space in your life, certain amount of time and energy for all of the things that are there and that you are mastering, right? But there's this need with the Wheel of Fortune as advice to lean into divine timing. What really wanted to come out of my mouth, what really wanted to come through, was to lean into your luck at this time, Sag. It's a lucky time for you. In the recent past, you've got the energy of the World card, so you've recently come to a space mentally and emotionally of being able to manifest whatever you want. I think it's currently still a very, not only lucky, but celebratory time for you with the World card showing up upright in the recent past, Sag. This is an energy of having accomplished something and really needing to take that time to celebrate before embarking on your next journey, before aiming for that next goal, really. Okay, so whatever you've just recently started celebrating, whatever you've just accomplished, take into consideration how much fate and luck and destiny played a role in achieving that. You've graduated to the next level in some sense recently. It looks like a lot of you in the root of the situation were having trouble letting go of something. And for some of you, it is your earthly ties that you've been grappling with. Now, that could mean attachment to a person. That could mean attachment to a certain way of life. For some of you, it was just the fact that you were very attached to what you could see was real. What was tangible was believable to you. But the truth is, as Jessie J says, seeing is deceiving, dreaming is believing. And so I think for a lot of you, you've realized you've had some kind of surreal experience recently that's made you realize that if you control your mind and your emotions, you can manifest and call things into you. You don't have to wait for the world to grant it to you. At the same time, we, in this human vessel, in this 3D material physical reality, we still do have earthly ties, right? But you've realized that you feel no longer earthbound. You feel connected still to your physical realm. But I think that's why you feel you've mastered it. and why you feel like you've mastered your mental realm. Because you're seeing clearly how you create the reality around you. You all were having trouble letting go of that attachment to seeing and feeling and tangibly receiving something in order to process it as real. You were all having trouble letting go of that, and you all have. Some of you specifically, the reason why is because you were also having trouble letting go of someone, something specific in your life. And that may have been what was the catalyst for the surreal experience, and this realization that, you know what, I can create my reality. I can call in what I want. As long as I believe it's real and emote like it's real, then I can manifest it in real time. Yeah, but you were in the root of the situation regardless. You were having trouble letting go of something earthly, and then you realized, you know what, I'm no longer bound by that. You were forced to let this person go, and it made you realize that your reality is not what you always thought it was, or just because you've just been working on manifesting, you just realized, you know what, I'm not going to be bound to this earth in the same way that I always have been. I'm not going to be unable to call in or to manifest what it is that I'm aiming for. So just be careful that you're not already taking aim for the next thing, that you don't just repeatedly just keep pulling arrow after arrow, right? That you don't just continue to just in one, you know, smooth motion, just keep aiming and shooting, keep aiming and shooting. You deserve to take time in between these accomplishments, meeting these goals. And I think you recently have certainly accomplished something worth celebrating with the World card in your recent past. You deserve time to celebrate in between. And when you're celebrating, like I said, take time to notice how much did fate and destiny and divine timing and just sheer luck, if that's what you want to call it, play a part in this accomplishment. However, like I said, you've graduated to the next level in some way lately. And I did say this is all about mastery. Like I said, I feel like we came into this reading knowing that you have just really mastered your material realm, really mastered your mental realm. But I do still think that you're working on your spiritual connection, what you feel passionate about, and truly mastering your emotional realm. I think you have it very much under control in the sense that you're feeling very empathetic, maybe even empathic, maybe psychic to a certain extent, maybe utilizing clairsentience, but certainly in some way, shape, or form, feeling your way through the situation. You're very good about that, and maybe connecting with someone else outside of yourself who is helping you with that, who is that way. Some of you may have just recently seen the truth about your own attraction to, desire for, pull towards someone like that, someone empathetic, someone very feeling, someone that you identify as a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Maybe they're a little bit psychic. So some of you are dealing with that draw to someone. And I feel like you've got 1-1 on the board. You've got fate on the board. You've got completion and celebration on the board. You've got security and comfort on the board, on the table, rather. I think some of you are having some particular problems with Pisces season and just sort of feeling like you've been ready for it to be over since it began. Maybe less Pisces season than more so the fact that Mercury is retrograde in Pisces. That could be certainly messing with some of you, but you've heard or seen, maybe more accurately felt the truth recently, though. You know how to manifest what you want. I think you know who you're interested in. If there's someone you're interested in, you know what you need to work on. some of you, all of this mastery of your mental and physical realm are leaving you not really feeling like yourself, because all this manifestation and relying on divine timing is new to you, or having it work out the way that you wanted it to is new to you, maybe for some of you. But like I said, either because there's someone missing from the picture, you're missing someone from your daily life right now, or because you're very focused on your emotional and passionate connection with someone who you're trying to make a part of your world, or maybe are already interacting with, you do know that those are the areas that you need to focus on. You do know that that's what you're hoping comes to fruition next. You're aware that there is another level for you to reach, new perspectives for you to enjoy about your emotional connections, your ability to dictate your own emotions. Let me just skip this really quick. I hate those. Yeah. I want to clarify real quickly on the Hierophant in reverse here in your near future. This could be an unethical teacher coming into this picture. This could be an upset Taurian coming into the picture in the near future. 9 of Feathers, perspective and self-empowerment, and the Hermit, contemplation and wisdom. Yeah, I think in the near future, there's a message here that you really need to listen to your own inner wisdom, which that message is already on the table with the 4 of the Swords on the bottom of the deck, right? We already knew this. And I love when it works out that way. I'm not even going to leave these out just because there's just no space, but we got the Hermit card, and we got the 9 of Swords, which in this SpirtSong tarot deck is a little bit different. Like I said, I saw perspective and self-empowerment noted on the card. I think it's about listening to yourself. Be honest with yourself. If all of this mastery, you're thinking logically and planning practically and working hard to bring in the money, the resources you need, thinking logically about what makes your home a happy home and how to maintain it. If all of that leaves you not feeling quite like yourself, take time to honor that feeling, right? Acknowledge it. Okay, why don't I feel like myself? Are these just things that are new and different about me? Are these new qualities of mine that I want to embrace and I want to take time to celebrate? That can make it feel more like you. That's a lot of what's coming through. 1, acknowledge how much luck and destiny and fate played a part in whatever you have recently accomplished, so that you allow yourself to take time again for the celebration. And do that also, especially if you're feeling like, I don't entirely feel like me. I'm accomplishing a lot. I love who I'm being and what I'm doing, but gosh, I don't even recognize myself. In that celebration, you take time to honor that. So then it starts to feel like a part of you, because you're celebrating the fact that these qualities have become a part of you and a part of your daily life. So now you own it because there's been a ceremony. Even if the ceremony is just you sitting down by yourself and having a drink that you like, or lighting a candle, or all the above, even if it's just you taking time out to put your feet up and enjoy a show that you like, something that, or it can be a whole week, it can be a whole night, it can be with other people, it can be alone, whatever you could call a celebration for whatever you've recently accomplished. And again, I think inviting these new levels of mastery and these new qualities into your life. And I'm not saying that you weren't logical or practical or successful at all before, but you've reached this new level recently. So celebrate it so that you can own those qualities. And then in the near future, as you're still focused on mastering that which you feel passionate about and that which makes you feel very emotional to the same extent in a similar way as you've just mastered these other areas of your life, I don't think that at this time in March 2019, it's a good idea to listen to someone else's input. Now, we can listen to wise advice from teachers, friends, well-intentioned helpers, external helpers with, you know, some detachment, right? Where you hear them out, but you don't necessarily let it dictate then your actions. But yeah, I see this need for your own inner wisdom. And that's what leads you here to this, again, comfort, security, achievement, whether it's a raise or a new job, mastering a skill, whatever it is, you've worked for it and earned it. And it's coming directly from listening to yourself. Maybe the way that you're going to go about the relationship that's on your mind, or maybe it's work that you feel so passionately about. Whatever your soul, your spirit, your passion, and your emotion is invested in at this time, maybe you want to go about nurturing that relationship or that creation in a completely different way than anybody else ever has or would ever suggest to you, right? But I do think that it's at this time, especially in March 2019, it's definitely time to go within, show gratitude for what has brought you this far, making sure to give fate and destiny and divine timing credit where credit is due, right? But go within, and I mean, I say this every time, solemn contemplation. Solemn. I mean, that doesn't mean like you and a group of people in your class that sits down and meditates together. You're still sharing energy there. It doesn't mean asking your friends what they think while you guys are exercising, and that's kind of meditation. No. I mean, I advise solemn contemplation and meditation for a reason. That's what this card means. That's what it means for me when it shows up. I'm not saying there's not something beneficial to going to a yoga class or going to a meditation class, listening to a guided meditation. I'm not saying that there isn't something beneficial about even sharing with your friends and sharing your opinions and ideas. Of course there is. But there's also something uniquely beneficial that is integral to who you and all of us are truly deep down about solemn contemplation and meditation. Literally all alone, not taking advice from anybody else, not going to your favorite authority figure, your favorite teacher, not your favorite book, not your favorite YouTube channel, nothing. Like, just go within you. What do you think about you and this person? What do you think about how you should nurture this work? Again, whatever has your emotions and your passions all tied up at this time. There's a really strong message of advice in that way coming through. In the near future, it's time to, in the very near future, so I'd say before March even ends, it's time to listen to you above anybody else. And honestly, especially if you're feeling detached from yourself, especially if there's a real need for you to stop and say, okay, these new qualities, this new practicality, this new logic is just that. It's very new. And I don't really feel like myself, especially if you don't feel like yourself. And again, you just want to ask yourself, are these qualities that I like about myself and want to embody, even though they don't feel like part of me yet? And if the answer is yes, then just do that celebration. It's like a little ritual. It's like a little ceremony. And it can just be you sitting down and meditating for 20 minutes. Or cleaning the house. Maybe that's celebration to you. Or yes, you could be with your friends for the celebration, whatever marks this moment for you, and then allows you then to, from that point forward, really own those qualities that you may really love to see developing in yourself. It just leaves you kind of feeling like, again, like you just don't recognize yourself entirely. Let's get one final piece of advice. for Sagittarius. Temperance card also showed up here on the bottom of this SpirtSong tarot deck, another one of your cards. So I do think that, these events are fated and they are helping you to become who you are, who you truly, authentically are and want to be. It's just a matter of, along the way, feeling a little detached because you feel separate from who you were. And so you may need some sort of ritual, ceremonial moment, right? Where you just, again, something as little as putting on a song you love, something as big as taking a week off, anywhere in between, taking a vacation for a week, whatever truly marks a celebration to you. Because some things have come to an end, which, recovery and transformation are noted here. But this is the 10 of air, the 10 of swords in another deck. So you have to acknowledge that while some new levels of mastery, some new version of yourself has been invited in, that also means letting go of what was, saying goodbye to some version of yourself that you aren't anymore, that you won't be anymore. I think for a lot of you, what's happening is you are showing a new level of determination and stamina. Like I said, mastering mental realms, mastering physical realms, mastering your mental process about what you're focused on, and then your ability to will yourself to complete the process, or to complete the project every day, day in and day out, whatever needs done, to really hold yourself to it. It's not, you've planned it out to a T, and it's not just a plan. You're going to take action every day. That's how I really see you. That's really how I see you having mastered your mental and physical realm lately. Those were like the parts of mastering your mind and body that were missing from your life for you. And so, yeah, there's this need to acknowledge that, yes, there's an ending. At the same time, yeah, there's been an ending. 1 second. But yeah, there's been an ending at the same time. Fate has stepped in and helped you to manifest all these new wonderful qualities, complete, accomplish whatever there is to be celebrated. But that also means that a transformation is taking place. And so some of you, the word recovery is here as well. Some of you may literally need to recover from that which you had to let go of in order to morph into this updated, I want to say, version of yourself. And the reason the last thought is, the reason I kept saying definitely credit fate and destiny and divine timing and luck where credit is due, is because I think it's in that space of celebration and really just surrendering to, well, not surrendering to divine timing, but surrendering to the fact that divine timing is a variable at play. It is an element that you don't have control over, that we don't have control over, that also informs and adds to our success, informs when the success happens or how the success happens, right? Because I think what I'm saying is, I think it's in that space where you're surrendering to that and acknowledging it in a way of being grateful for it. Thank you that the planets aligned just how they did when they did, that everything fell out for me just perfectly. Thank you for holding me back for a time, keeping me in a situation that I didn't like for a time, so that just at the right time I could have this exact success that I was looking for, showing gratitude for it. I think it's in that space that you get your next burst of inspiration. You are, like I said, you are trying to birth something spiritual. To me, trying to nurture and create a relationship is birthing something spiritual. Trying to create a secure, happy family or family home is birthing something spiritual. Or some of you are working on a spiritual creative project. But there's this burst of new or renewed, can be renewed, new or renewed passion for someone or something. Again, 1-1 is here. 4-4 was on the table as well. So 1-1 or 4-4 may be particularly significant to you at this time. Seeing ones to me is that your thoughts are manifesting. They may be manifesting in real time, you know, pretty much immediately right in front of you. Sorry. And with fours, there really isn't anything to fear, especially when you're in that space, right? Only your own fear could create something to be afraid of in your actual environment, right? If your thoughts are manifesting into your reality and you're able to see it happening right in front of you. So yeah, I think I'm just stammering over it because I want to make it more complicated than it is. It's clear that you're exhibiting the determination and stamina that it takes to get to this place of shared wealth and security and comfort. You just have to simply remember to listen to yourself above any other teachers or gurus, whether it's just friends, family who think they know what's best for you. Some of you have every area of your, for example, some of you have every area of your life together, but you're not necessarily in a committed partnership. And someone, at least someone, if not multiple people, are trying to encourage you into that type of a partnership, and you simply aren't ready yet. And again, going back to divine timing and fate, how has everything else come together in your life that you do have to be grateful for right now? How much of it, honestly, is owed to divine timing? I just happened to meet this person at this moment. We just happened to want the same thing at this time, or this project just happened to work out this month because this person heard about it and now they're helping, or, you know, fill in the blanks, right? Really give credit where credit is due. Because once you acknowledge how grateful you are to your luck, how grateful you are to divine timing and to the way that fate orchestrates your life in a way that you couldn't even imagine it, once you show real gratitude for that, you'll be eager to let time and fate work its magic for you again. And I do think that it's in that space of celebrating what you have and how you got it, and owning these new qualities that are now a part of you if you want them to be. I think it's in that space that you get your next burst of inspiration. And I did say that it's what you're feeling passionate about and emotional about that you're still doing some work on, whether that's your relationship or a passion project that's been on the back burner. All in all, yes, celebration and accomplishment are on the table in terms of the determination, the stamina, mastering your mental world, mastering your physical world. And having all that together, Sag, all you need to do is to just be free in your celebration of it. Just relax into the fact that you don't have control over everything. Allow yourself time to say goodbye to whatever has needed to leave, and or allow yourself time to really put your feet up and enjoy what you've accomplished. And in that space, the emotional and spiritual aspects will fall together as well. It's not like you're struggling with them. It's just, I think some of it's like what I said, they've just sort of, your emotional and your passions and your emotions have just been on the back burner because you felt like you've had to juggle them, right? Like, well, if I'm going to be logistical and I'm going to be practical and I'm going to focus on, you know, where does my mind need to be every day, and then what actions do I need to take every day, then really I just have to put who or whatever makes me feel emotional and practical or passionate rather on the back burner because I can't deal with all that at once. And rather than feeling like it's always back and forth and you have to choose, maybe just allow yourself to see that it naturally, comfortably all works in a cycle. You show determination and stamina for long enough, and then you earn a break, and you deserve it, and you need it, and your passions and your emotions are ready for you to take that celebratory break as well. So it's not so much putting things on the back burner as it is rotating things. They're rotating. You know, you show, like, again, you show that focus, that determination, that stamina. You will come to a natural point of break and pause where it is time to celebrate the work you've put in. And now you can lean more into, where are my emotions at? How am I feeling about all of this? And, you know, what's inspiring and what comes up for me creatively now that I feel relaxed and accomplished. That's the time for those waters to run, that fire to roar. That's the time, is during that time of celebration and release, like I said, and release. Because as you invite new things in, you are saying goodbye to some things. I hope that helped, Sag. I hope it offered some insight. I hope it just sort of cleared up where you're at. Overall, I really am feeling this feeling of, ultimately it's come to this feeling of everything is moving in a cycle for you. It's not so much that you have to juggle back and forth. So those of you who are feeling like, how can I be practical and exhibit stamina, but also allow myself to feel all my emotions and focus on what makes me feel passionate and creative, just treat it like it's a cycle, and that everything is rotating, instead of like you have to go back and forth. It's just that there's a time for the focus and the determination, and then there's a time for the relaxation and the celebration and getting in touch with that which you feel passionate about. For a lot of you, it's the same message that I've been getting for months and months and months. It's this decision between, what do you really want to do creative and passionately, and what do you feel like you have to do to maintain your everyday world? And again, I feel like I'm finding just new ways to say to you, Sagittarius, that you don't have to choose between the two. And at this point in March 2019, it's definitely relevant that, and this can be like so frustrating to get across to certain people, but it's when you relax and when you celebrate and when you go, well, some of this was just luck, I'm grateful for that. Some of this was just divine timing, I'm grateful for that. It's when you enter that space of like, wow, look what I've done, and how grateful am I for those elements that I had no control over that helped this come together. Thank you, divine. Thank you, chaos, whatever you pray to, right? That you actually get your next burst of inspiration regarding what you are working on creatively, regarding whatever passion project is on your mind and in your heart. Or for some of you, that's maybe when you physically come together with this person who's been occupying your heart, this person that you've been feeling passionate about, when you just relax and celebrate. Maybe that's when you two have a physical connection you've been hoping for. But yeah, there's much need to see that all of these areas of your life are part of the whole, that you don't have to choose. Just notice that it all moves in a cycle, and part of that cycle is taking time to celebrate what you've accomplished, taking time to show gratitude for the things that helped you accomplish, helped you complete your accomplishments, that you, again, had no control over. There's need for all of that, for that type of celebration, for that type of gratitude, for this type of solemn contemplation and meditation. That should be part of the celebration, right? Part of the celebration is this release. And part of the celebration is, what do I think I'm grateful for? And what do I think I should do next? Just you. So, I know I repeated a lot. I sounded like a broken record, but I hope it helped. Again, Sag, I hope it offered you some insight that you were looking for. If you do need a private reading with me, just scroll down to the description box below. All of your information and links are there, as well as my email address, LunarticksTarot@gmail.com. Thank you so much for all of your support to and of Lunartics Tarot. It's very, very appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you all make wise choices for yourselves moving forward. I love you, and I will post another tarot reading for you very soon, Sag.